Well, I'll be making full body pleated turban with this. I have 24 inches length by 4.5 inches for the band and 24 by 35 inches for the body. You see, I'm making notches at the center point so that I can join the body and the band together. The reason why I do this is so that when you have a shorter band or a longer band, the body and the band can still meet at the center. You just trim off the excesses. I hope you understand. So now I've joined the body and the band, and the next thing I'll start forming the pleats. Please pardon my voice. It can sound cranky. It's because I wasn't feeling well for a while. So I'm just recovering and now I'm able to talk better. For some time I wasn't able to talk like this. But thank God for recovery. So I have marked 2 inches on 2 sides. 2 inches from that point where I joined the band with the body. So that's marking was to enable me fold it accurately like this. Now I'm going to just pin to hold them in place, and then I'm going to make another mark of 1 inch where I will be sewing. So I'll make that mark now to show you, in case it's your first time of making it, so that it will be easier for you. So I'll mark the 1 inch in 2 places as well and use my long ruler to join them so that the line will show while I sew. So with time, you wouldn't need to be using the ruler to make this kind of mark. You will just be sewing it, You will just sew using your eyes to measure. You get. But if you want it to be accurate, very accurate, like perfect, so you use your ruler and you make mark and use your ruler. But that can be a bit stressful for me. I don't need to be making this mark. So you'll notice when I'm making the next pleat, I won't be ruling. I will just fold it using my discretion. After marking the 2 inches, I've measured, then use my discretion to sew in between. The important thing here is that each pleat you make should cover the previous sewn line, like this joint parts. For this first one, it is to cover the place where you join the body with the band, and as you can see, this has done justice to that. So the next pleat now must cover that thread, that's thread line, this thread line that I just sew now. You must cover it. So I've marked and I've folded. Now I'm using my discretion to sew, making sure that my next pleat must cover the thread line of the previous pleats. Do you get? If you don't understand, you can watch again, you can rewind, and you can also just follow along. You will get it. You see now, as you can see, this second pleat is covering the first. Can you see? So you cannot see the thread where I joined where I made the first pleat on. You won't see it. The next pleat now must cover this thread that you're seeing here. Must cover it. So that's how I will continue to do each pleat until I exhaust my 35 inches for the body. This is the same method you will use, or you can use, to do those pleats that are thicker, those ones that you put foam inside. Those pleats that you use foam, like 1 inch foam to make it higher, to make it taller, or 1/2 inch foam or 1/4 inch foam, depending on your plan, whatever design you have in mind. Now I'm done with the body pleats. This is the last one. After this, I'm just going to do the normal closing. What I'm doing now is to ensure that I'm sewing it properly, like I'm picking the one underneath with the one on top and joining them together so there will be no discrepancies. Yeah, so I'm done with the pleats, and each pleat is covering the thread of the previous pleats. Make sure of that. The only thread that should be showing should be the last pleat that you make. That is the only thread that we should be seeing. So as you can see, I've laid it flat now. You cannot see the thread that I used to make all these pleats. Can you see it? The only one you can see, if it was a plain fabric, the only one you will be seeing is the one of the last pleat, like the end. The last one, that is the only one that should be shown or should be obvious. Every other one must be covered by a pleat. So I'll just do the normal curve. You know how to do this one now. You can measure, you can just use your hand to form the curve. Just form a small curve at the back there so that the turban doesn't look like a box. This pleats has made the fabric thick, so cutting it is not like normal Ankara anymore. It's now thick, so I couldn't even pick the two layers together, and I'm making sure that the pleats lie flat while I cut so that I don't go and cut one in a way that affects the remaining parts that I want to use. I hope you understand. In everything you do while you are sewing, while you are trimming, make sure that your pleats are laying flat. It's very important. So now I'm going to take it to my machine after making my head circumference measurement. This person has a small head, so I measured 11 inches. That's 22 inches for her because her head circumference is like 21 and a half. So with this 22 inches, it will not be tight. This is non-stretchy fabric Ankara, so wearing it will not be difficult or too strenuous, and then it would fit. It won't be like oversized on her head. If I were to make it for myself, that I have 22 inches head circumference normally, I would have to join it or make my mark at 22 and a half or 23 inches so that I can wear it easily and it will still remain firm around my head and not be like oversized. So when you are joining it here at the back, make sure that your pleats are laying flat. It is very important. And you should also iron the pleats after forming them if you have lights, or just use your hand to lay them flat if you don't have electricity at the time you're making it. So as you're sewing them, check and be sure that everything is laying flat so that you don't have to loosen and re-sew because one of them was not laying flat. So you can see I'm not doubling my thread because it is the shoemaker thread. Some people call it twine. When you use the twine, especially this thick one that I'm using, it can be very thick, to pass through the fabric, the hole after the needle passes through, before the thread passes through, it can be thick, so you would have to pull for a while for it to pass through. As you can see me pulling now, especially when the fabric is thick, you have to pull and pull until it comes out. so your pleats can be a little slower than regular. And this twine thread doesn't cut easily. It lasts longer than the regular thread, so you are likely not to get complaints about the back pleats cutting. The back pleats of the turban, the thread that you use the cutting, or the turban has fallen apart because the back has loosened. So I'm just pulling to gather them. This Ankara is quite thick, so it's firm. You can see the way it is standing, so to say. So I'm just going to pull a little. I will not make it very tight, so that the back can be free for the hair. And because the turban is quite short, it's not long. I don't know if you understand. It's not long to the back, like it's short, so there will be enough room for the hair. Then you must, or you should, it is recommended to burn the tip of your twine if you don't want it to start loosening at that tip. It can begin to loosen and the thread will be fraying. So you just burn it lightly to ensure that everything is together. And then you turn your turban inside out and arrange your pleats. Make sure each pleat is laying on the previous one, and that arrange the back as well. That's back. By the time you finish arranging this back, it should form something like a flower. That's what it looks like to me anyway. It should be like a flower, like it's usually a very beautiful design at the back there. So that's it. You have made a full body pleated turban like this. If you follow these steps accordingly or exactly, that's what you would have. You can see what I was referring to as a flower at the back there. So that's it. This turban is ready. This is what it looks like on the mannequin. You can see it's not that long, but it's okay. It can accommodate the hair. See the back. You can also make V-band for this turban. Another reason why I did this long kind of band, 4.5 inches, was because of the 35 inches width that I used for the turban, for the body. So I'm going to show you another turban I made, the same design, but I used elastic at the back of this one with a V-band in front. And then the width I used for this one is the full Ankara width of 45 inches. Look at them side by side. The one on the right is 45 inches. I cut it by 26 inches because of the elastic, while the other one is the 35 inches on. You can see this one is quite long at the back, so it has a backdrop effect that is longer, and it can accommodate more hair. If you are using a turban lift, for instance, to come out very nice. So that's it. It's the same method, the same steps that you follow to make this. Please, if you have watched this video to this time, please consider subscribing, like the video, and share it. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.